The National Electrical Code, or NEC, mandates a 20 amp circuit for dining rooms in residential occupancies. This requirement is in place to ensure that the dining area has adequate electrical capacity to handle the loads typically associated with dining room appliances and equipment. These appliances may include, but are not limited to, portable cooking appliances like slow cookers, warming trays, and other similar devices. The 20 amp circuit provides a dedicated power source capable of handling the combined electrical demand of these appliances without overloading the circuit. This requirement is outlined in NEC Article 210.11 Kernan 210.11 C2 regarding small appliance branch circuits. The NEC specifies that at least two 20 amp small appliance branch circuits shall be provided for all receptacle outlets in the kitchen, pantry, breakfast area, dining room, or similar area of a dwelling unit. These circuits are permitted to serve receptacle outlets in the kitchen, pantry, breakfast area, dining room, or similar areas. The NEC is updated every 3 years, and it is important to reference the latest edition for the most accurate and up-to-date information. The NEC 210.12 covers arc fault circuit interrupter protection, or SI protection. SI protection is required for 120 volt single-phase, 15 amp and 20 amp branch circuits supplying outlets or devices installed in dwelling units. This includes the dining room. An SI is a circuit breaker that detects arc faults, which are dangerous electrical conditions that can cause fires. SIs are designed to trip the circuit when an arc fault is detected, thereby reducing the risk of fire. The NEC also addresses ground fault circuit interrupter, or GFCI, protection. GFCI protection is required in specific locations to protect against electric shock. While GFCI protection is not generally required for all dining room circuits, it may be required if the receptacles are located within a certain distance of a sink or other water source. Always consult the latest edition of the NEC and local amendments to ensure compliance with all applicable electrical codes and regulations. The NEC 210.52 covers general provisions for receptacle outlet placement in dwelling units. Receptacles must be installed so that no point along the floor line in any wall space is more than 6 feet, or 1.8 meters measured horizontally from an outlet in that space. This ensures that appliances can be easily plugged in without the use of extension cords, which can be a safety hazard. The NEC 210.70 AON requires at least one wall switch controlled lighting outlet to be installed in habitable rooms, including the dining room. This lighting outlet must be controlled by a wall switch located at an entrance to the room. It's important to ensure that all electrical work is performed by a qualified and licensed electrician. Electrical work can be dangerous, and improper wiring can lead to electrical shock, fire, and other hazards. A qualified electrician will be familiar with the NEC and local electrical codes, and will be able to ensure that the electrical system is installed safely and correctly. The 20 amp dining room circuit must be wired with 12 American wire gauge copper conductors, or the equivalent in aluminum if permitted, and properly sized according to NEC Table 310.16. The circuit breaker protecting the 20 amp circuit must be rated for 20 amps. The receptacles installed in the 20 amp circuit must be rated for 20 amps as well. When installing the 20 amp dining room circuit, it is important to follow all applicable electrical codes and regulations. This includes properly grounding the circuit, using the correct wiring methods, and making sure that all connections are tight and secure. It is also important to test the circuit after it has been installed to ensure that it is working properly. The testing process should involve verifying the voltage, polarity, and grounding of the circuit. A multimeter can be used to measure the voltage between the hot, neutral, and ground wires. A receptacle tester can be used to verify the polarity and grounding of the receptacles. If any problems are found during testing, they should be corrected before the circuit is put into use. Common problems include incorrect wiring, loose connections, and faulty devices. The NEC provides detailed requirements for the installation of electrical wiring in residential buildings. These requirements are designed to protect people and property from electrical hazards. It is important to familiarize oneself with the NEC before undertaking any electrical work. The NEC is available for purchase from various sources, including the National Fire Protection Association, or NFPA. The NEC is also available online through various subscription services. The NEC is a complex document, and it can be difficult to understand for those who are not familiar with electrical terminology and concepts. There are many resources available to help people learn about the NEC, including books, articles, and online courses. It is also possible to attend training programs that cover the NEC in detail. These training programs are often offered by electrical trade schools and professional organizations. In addition to the NEC, local electrical codes may also apply. Local electrical codes are often based on the NEC, but they may also include additional requirements that are specific to the local area. It is important to check with the local building department to determine which electrical codes apply. The NEC 210.19a states that branch circuit conductors must have an ampacity sufficient for the non-continuous load plus 125% of the continuous load. A continuous load is a load where the maximum current is expected to continue for 3 hours or more. The NEC 210.20 states that overcurrent protection devices must have an ampacity rating not less than the non-continuous load plus 125% of the continuous load. The NEC also addresses voltage drop in branch circuits. Voltage drop is the decrease in voltage that occurs along a conductor due to the resistance of the conductor. Excessive voltage drop can cause appliances to operate inefficiently and can even damage them. The NEC recommends that voltage drop in branch circuits should not exceed 3%. The NEC provides tables that can be used to calculate voltage drop in branch circuits. These tables take into account the length of the conductor, the ampacity of the conductor, and the load on the circuit. The NEC also addresses the use of extension cords. Extension cords should only be used for temporary purposes. They should not be used as a substitute for permanent wiring. Extension cords should be properly sized for the load that they are carrying. They should also be in good condition and free from damage. The NEC also addresses the use of surge protectors. Surge protectors are devices that protect electrical equipment from voltage surges. Voltage surges can be caused by lightning strikes, power outages, and other events. Surge protectors should be installed on all sensitive electronic equipment, such as computers, televisions, and stereos. The NEC also addresses the installation of smoke detectors. Smoke detectors are required in all dwelling units. They should be installed in each sleeping room and outside of each sleeping area. Smoke detectors should be tested regularly to ensure that they are working properly. The NEC also addresses the installation of carbon monoxide detectors. Carbon monoxide detectors are required in dwelling units that have fuel-burning appliances, such as furnaces, water heaters, and fireplaces. Carbon monoxide detectors should be installed in each sleeping room and outside of each sleeping area. Carbon monoxide detectors should be tested regularly to ensure that they are working properly. The NEC is a living document that is constantly being updated to reflect changes in technology and safety standards. It is important to stay up to date on the latest changes to the NEC in order to ensure that electrical systems are installed safely and correctly. The NFPA offers a variety of resources to help people stay up to date on the NEC, including training programs, publications, and online resources. It is important to remember that the NEC is a minimum standard. It is always permissible to exceed the requirements of the NEC in order to improve safety and performance. For example, it is always permissible to use larger conductors than are required by the NEC. It is also permissible to install more receptacles than are required by the NEC. The goal is to create an electrical system that is safe, reliable, and efficient. The 20-amp dining room circuit is an important safety feature that helps to prevent electrical fires and other hazards. By following the requirements of the NEC, one can ensure that dining room is electrically safe and compliant with applicable codes and regulations. Remember to consult with a qualified electrician for any electrical work to ensure safety and code compliance. The electrician will be able to assess the specific needs of the dining room and install the circuit in a safe and effective manner.